Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to learn about the input devices. In this session, we're going to take a look at different types of hardware devices that compose a computer system. The first type of hardware we'll look at is input devices. Mm. Okay, input devices. It consists the keyboard and mouse, computer's case here, and the monitor here. An input device is any piece of hardware that takes information from outside the computer and transfers it inside where the computer hardware can use it. Let's say you try to press a key on your keyboard, right? When you press a key like enter, right? The information that connect to the enter key is actually come from outside, which means come from the keyboard, and that information is going to transfer to inside, which means it's going to transfer the information into many parts inside the computer, so that the computer can process the data information to do something. Yeah, that's pretty much what they were trying to say. Okay, next, the most common input device is a keyboard. The most common input device is a keyboard. Okay, keyboard takes user inputs and sends them as electrical. Okay, wait, hold on. For most of you hmm, who want to know the difference between the desktop computer's keyboard and laptop computer's keyboard, I'm gonna show you some different kind of images from the computer's keyboard. Mhm. So these days you can see different kind of keyboard like these. Uh, some keyboard even have some left. Um, and the reasons the people created the keyboard like this is that it can be used in the dark, like when you try to study or work in a dark environment. Yeah, you can turn on the light on from the keyboard so that you can see in the dark. Yeah, and those are keyboards. Okay, next, the keyboard takes user inputs and sends them as electrical signals to the internal computer hardware where they are processed. When a key on the keyboard is pressed, when a key on the keyboard is pressed, an internal chip called the scanning chip. The internal chip called the scanning chip identifies which key was pressed and which key was pressed, and then sends the appropriate code to the computer. The code could generate a letter in a Word document, a number in a spreadsheet, or a command to the computer. As a student, I may not care about this information. Let's say I'm not gonna study, to the point that I want to be uh, someone who created a computer, right? Then I'm not gonna care about what the scanning chip here. So that's why as a student, I may not need to care about this information. But as an engineer who want to create different kind of computers, uh, mm, uh, try to produce a computers in future, I may care about the scanning chip, and I may want to try to know what kind of scanning chip and that is information and want us to know about. Yeah, something like this. Scanning chip may look like this. Um, okay. Okay, next. Um, the code could generate a letter in a Word document, a number in a spreadsheet, or a command for the computer. Another very common input device is a mouse. A mouse also uses inputs and sends them as electrical signals to the computer, but it also a bit differently. A mouse tracks movements as X, Y coordinates. The coordinates sent to the computer cause the mouse and cause the mouse pointer to move in the same manner. Cause the mouse pointer to move in the same manner. Okay. Let's look at the way I move the mouse here. You can think of the location of my mouse around this document is like uh, a a specific coordinate. Actually, only the computer can see the coordinates and process the information. No, people like us have no idea, like normal users have no ideas uh, what is the coordinate of x and y here for the location of my mouse at this time. Let's just call it like x and y, and when my mouse is on the top level of computers, the x and y coordinates may looks like 0, comma 0, like this. Mm. And as I move the mouse, the x and y coordinates will change. Like it's gonna be positive or negative. Positives may look like negative may look like this. So again, only the computers can know the exact location of the mouse. Okay, no people like us cannot know about it. Uh, okay, right. The coordinates sent to the computer cause the mouse pointer to move in the same manner. Okay. The way a mouse tracks movement depends on the type of mouse being used. The most common type is an optical mouse. Okay. This is called an optical mouse. Let me show you images of different kind of mouse. Mm, Here you can see different shapes of a computer mouse. So of course, different types uh, cause different. You know, mm. Some of these mouses uh, can be very cheap, like less than $50, but some others may cost more than that. And some you can see that they have the wire here, and some doesn't have any wire. And with those that don't have the wire, they connect to the computers through Bluetooth. Mm. And those with the wire can connect to the computers through the specific mouse port or the USB port. Okay, next, okay, an optical mouse uses a light source and a sensor to track movement. A less common type is a mechanical mouse. A mechanical mouse uses a trackball that the user rolls to move the mouse pointer. Uh, okay, a mechanical mouse uses a trackball that the user rolls to move the mouse pointer. The trackball has the sensors to identify which direction the ball rolls. Okay, the trackball, right? What is okay? This this is called trackball. Um, and this is called trackball too. This is called trackball too. Okay, cool. Trackball has sensors to identify which direction the ball rolls. Chances are you are very familiar with using these two input devices. Another input device probably familiar with is a touch screen. Okay, a touch screen is here. Mm, you can see touch screen on smartphone or tablet, um, or even some kind of devices in any place that you go to. to help customers order something, or say you go to the ATM and try to withdraw money. You may encounter a touch screen too, because without touch screen you can touch some button and choose some kind of options to withdraw money faster than than other devices. Yeah, a lot of desktop computers model today also provide touchscreen too. Mm, yeah, you can see from this video, this person is trying to touch something on the screen. Okay, okay, next. Do you use a smartphone, tablet, or a computer kiosk? You use a touchscreen. Okay. Instead of key presses or movement tracking, a touchscreen takes user input from screen tabs. A touchscreen takes user input from screen tabs. There are two main touchscreen technologies: resistive and capacitive. Resistive touchscreen. Resistive touchscreen use two flexible layers that are separated by a gap. Okay, you can see here. Right, two flexible layers that are separated by a gap. Inside the gap is electrical current. When the screen is up, the outer layer depresses and contacts the inner layer, creating an electrical signal that identifies as Y coordinates. The coordinates are then sent to the computer. Those of you who want to create a kind of touchscreen in the future, then this information may be useful. They want you to know about the autonomy of a touchscreen. But for people like me, I don't actually care about this information much. So, so next, capacitive touchscreen. Okay, capacitive touchscreen. A capacitive touchscreen uses a screen that is coated with a conductive material. Electrical current is then run through the material. When something conductive, when something conductive touches the screen, such as a finger, small sensors identify the touch and generate SY coordinates. Capacitive touchscreens are used on smartphones, tablets, and some laptops. Um, okay, again, don't actually care about this information. So, if you like to study more about this information, please make sure that you paraphrase and try to write those informations in your own words so that you can remember them. Okay. Because okay, next, because they require conductive touch, a non-conductive object such as clothes or plastic can be used to tap the screen. Resistive touch screens are typically used for airport or library kiosks because they require only pressure. Any rigid object can be used to tap the screen. Okay, don't actually care about this information either. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification to stay in touch with my channel.